Hi guys, today it's a video that I wasn't going to cover for a while, but unfortunately something's moved it forward a little bit, and that's talking about consequences. I would happily relate it to, a great man once said that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law right there. Doing this videos, doing these tweets, being open about my depression and how I feel, knew that there would be reactions, and I knew there'd be hopefully a lot of positives. I also knew that there could be some negatives, and before I pressed that publish button on the first ever one, I sat there and I weighed up all the consequences I could think of. I was like, right, okay, well, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. And a reaction happened today that I didn't foresee at all. Didn't see it coming. It was from a side that I never expected to see a negative reaction from, that by me doing this that could ever happen. And I'm not going to go into details. It's not my place to, and certainly it's not needing to be discussed on this open forum. But it got me thinking about consequences in life and how what you do as a person impacts on everyone. Not everyone in the world, but certainly those around. Well, you could technically impact on everyone in the world, but those around you. And there's a rapper called Scroobius Pip. He's very inspirational to me as a person. I mean, I don't look like I'm into rap music. I'm not. It's just that his poetry always sort of gets to me. And when I was driving home today, his song came on Spotify, and it kind of just made me think of me, and it made me think of the consequences of actions I've done in the past. Now, when I set out to do these videos, I knew that there was a very real danger of negative consequences. I knew there'd be a lot of good consequences come from this, and I knew personally that I'm sure most would be good. However, with me opening myself up to the world and doing these videos, I also knew that potentially somewhere down the line, someone would not have issue, would have that opposite reaction I didn't expect. I mean, good wise, and it's been a couple of days now since the video, well, more than a couple. And for me, one reaction that I didn't expect was when I was driving to work on Wednesday. I felt the need to cry, and I do not ever cry over anything. I learned at a very young age to shut my emotions down. When I cried, my mum would just shout at me. She wouldn't put an arm around me. She wouldn't say she loved me. She would just shout and shout and shout. Didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter if I fell over, hurt myself, ran into something, was getting bullied. I never had that reassuring arm put around me. So I learned very quickly at a very young age to not cry, to not show emotion, to just get on with it. And when my grandparents died, I maybe shed one tear between them. And that's because I equate showing that emotion as a negative thing for me. And it's a deep-rooted thing that does need sorting out. And as a consequence of doing these videos, I knew that there's potential that I'd open myself up inside. And I did. And I had expected that. I thought, well, if you're going to do this, you're probably going to have some emotions come out. And they did. And I felt very emotional since. And it's kind of weird because I'm not used to it. I've also had positive consequences on the fact that I've helped people. I talked on Twitter about my friend Amy, who saw my video, and we've been talking a lot. And she has now decided to talk about her ME and her issues, or not issues, is the wrong word, but her life, and that's opened her up, and she's getting such a good response about it. And it's amazing to think that what I've done is just help someone else. And I've had a lot of people contact me saying, well done for what you've done. I've had this happen to me. I've had this happen to me. You're not alone. We support you, and that sort of thing. And I'm not gonna say that I'm perfect in any way, shape, or form. I've always felt like, to quote Scroobius Pip, that I was one of the good guys. I always thought life was black and white like that. I always try and work on my good side. I've done everything I can to make people happy in life. I've hurt people along the way, and I've definitely been hurt along the way. I don't really have a dark side to me. I don't really have a horrible side to me. As far as I'm concerned, a nice guy, and it's made a lot of consequences for me in the past where I've lost a lot. I've lost jobs, houses, because I've been too nice. And that, to me, is something I need to work on. I need to work on it. Being, as Pip says, being human makes you both the god and devil's clear replica. You're going to hurt people along the way. You're also going to do a lot of good along the way. And, there's not been a single word in my life that I've not meant to someone. And again, to quote the great man, that as time passes, it doesn't matter if you say you love someone, you hate someone, that as time passes, these emotions sometimes fade. And I suppose at the end of the day, making lies are both the threats and promises made. And I think that's a very true sort of phrase. And I thought a lot about that today and looked back on how my actions in life have affected other people, and how in the past I've maybe done things and thought, nah, it shouldn't have an effect, but it has. So it's been a day of reflection, really, of myself, and also how I've done. I've wronged people lately, and I've had them contact me since this. I've started this to say, now I understand why you did it, and it's not good that I've wronged them. It's horrible. I feel horrible that I have done that to them. The consequences that would start the video off, I feel horrible for that it has had that consequence on someone else. I think sometimes, though, I had to take the risk because I couldn't deal with what I was going through anymore, and I needed to speak to people, and the only way I could do it was by this medium. It's the only way I know how to. I've tried a lot in my life, and it's the only thing I could think about doing. And I suppose if that leads to a negative consequence somewhere, then that's my issue for doing this. I can't sit and suffer in silence anymore, I suppose is the right word. And that's the whole point of these videos, is to start making people talk about sort of things. And as soon as you come out of this sort of things and be this open about things, you probably are going to get both sides of the coin, negative and good consequences. I just didn't expect my negative to come so goddamn quickly. However, what can you do? So, yeah, I suppose that it's been something I've been thinking about doing this video. It was something that I wanted to cover because I did want to right some wrongs that I've done in the past, and it had made me think about, now that I've opened up, why I've done what I've done in the past. And I've done a lot for people in the past. They've hurt me. So I suppose it's not a video to say that you shouldn't go on your own journey and you shouldn't try and don't make decisions, because to be fair, the worst place you can ever be is sitting on your ass and in that safe zone. You've got to come out your safe zone sometimes. You've got to make that risk. You've got to have that chance. And you've got to take it with both hands. You've got to sometimes put your all into something you believe in, and I believe fully in making my dark mind a happier place and becoming a better, sounds stupid, but a better Tony. I want to be the best Tony I can to everyone I know, and they can be proud of me and be happy of who I am, and I can be proud and happy of who I am, and that's why I've started doing this. And I suppose the consequences are along the way that, yeah, there might be a few home truths for a few people and a lot of home truths for me, and that was the risk and consequences that I faced just by wanting to be a better person and better for other people as well, so that they can be proud and happy of me. But never mind, that's kind of, the video's been moved forward, but the message still stands. There'll be more coming over the weekend. Anyway, that was consequences. Maybe something to think about for his. I'm sure that when you look back on your own lives, there's a lot of things that you've done that, not regrets, consequences of your actions, could hurt other people. And I've been hurt by opening myself up and making these videos, which I didn't think that I'd be hurting that way. But never mind. It's the start of the journey. Who knows where the destination is going to take us? Who knows where it ends? I don't know. So I'll see you all later. Goodbye.